Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. More on the imprint. Oh yeah. You know what? I wasn't going to do anything right away talking about the womb imprint, but look, this thing is important. This thing is important. Now I know there's some people who heard about it, and they'll say, "Well, what's Rom talking about? We've never heard of the womb imprint." And the whole thing with women being imprinted by the first three men that they've had sex with. Oh, that Rom's just making some stuff up. Well, let's put things in perspective. Until 1957, with the appearance of Masters and Johnson, and I put a link where you can find out about them in the description box. There were a lot of things about sexuality that was not known in Western culture in the United States. A whole lot of things. And there's still some stuff. That is now just showing up in medical journals, like the concept of expanded sexual response. So, there's a whole lot of things, but understand something. Just because it didn't show up in Western culture doesn't mean other cultures didn't know about it. You talk to the shaman, priest, the healers in other cultures, in indigenous cultures, so-called primitive cultures, they'll tell you all about it. They know all about it. They'll use different terms. And if I were to explain something to, say, a shaman in another culture, they're like, oh, yeah, this is the problem. You can do this, that, and the third. So they knew about it. Western culture is catching up. And this is one of those things. 20 years from now, and I guarantee it, because I know somebody's listening to me, is like maybe some type of clinical psychologist or a researcher, and they want to check it out for themselves. And if I had the time, I would actually put out a survey for women to answer on it. And I might even talk to my mentor about doing something. He's already doing the work on it. I talked about the Grand Trine International and Master Yao and Yamache Morris. They way ahead of this. And this is something known in Asian culture. It's there. But the reason I did this video, let's forget all the just basic talk of it. There's some real stuff. Now, something happened recently, but because of the nature of it, it wasn't, just to be clear, it didn't happen to me personally or to one of my relatives. But I know a lot of people. And recently I just found out that, I'll say a person I know, her marriage, I just found out her marriage is over. It had been over, but now she's with a different guy. Now, the problem, and I already knew what it was because this isn't the first time I've seen this. The problem with many relationships, this is why so many good men, regardless of race, are frustrated. This is why that so many people out here are just going around in circles. This is why. It's that imprint. Because here's the general thing that happens. A woman, she's imprinted. But many women, just for a variety of reasons, they don't marry a man who resembles that imprint. But, and they might even have, and they'll stay together for years. They'll have kids. They'll have a family, they build something, and it looks good. But there's something in that woman because, especially since both sides are ignorant of the imprint anyway, there's still something knowing. Because understand, when that woman's imprinted, that is more than just a psychological thing. Her body is literally programmed to respond to a certain type of man. That's how deep that shit is. Her body will only respond favorably to a certain type of man. So she can meet a man who doesn't resemble that imprint at all. And no matter what he does, it'll never be good enough. That's why a lot of women, when they divorce a man or they leave a man, in many cases, it's not because he cheated, or it's not even because he was physically abusive, because we know about relationships where women will stay with a man even though he's beating her regularly. I know about such relationships. I even know about one where the man killed the woman. Despite, quite frankly, she could have easily got somebody who wouldn't have abused her. But it's that imprint. He was one of the first dudes to get in on it. That thing is that powerful, because no matter what, they try to bury it. And to women's credit, many of them try. They'll try to develop something for that guy who doesn't resemble the imprint, but they can. And then what happens is little things get magnified to the point where the woman wants to leave. Now, two things happen. She may try to get back with the imprint, or one of those guys in what I'll call the imprint matrix. The imprint matrix is one of those first three guys. Usually the one who imprinted her the strongest. So she'll try to get back with that person. And of course, that guy's probably married, or, in just a state that it wouldn't work. And even then, some women, that dude could be a bum on the street. She'll just try to think, oh, I got to save him. That's how deep that thing is. But what happens is, the usual course that happens is, she doesn't necessarily get with that imprint, but she immediately looks for another man who resembles the imprint. That's when you find those cases where women, they, like I said, they will have a good guy. They'll have a guy who supports them, cares for them, will do whatever, eat the poo. And they, no matter what, that woman just can't bring herself to love that guy. And then eventually they break up, but then she'll get with a guy who resembles the imprint. Now, if it's not that bad a thing. It's not that bad a thing if, for the woman anyway, if the guy's relatively good. But if he's abusive or something like that, is a danger. But forget that for a second, and forget that for a while. The fucked up thing is for the men, the good guy, the hard worker. That's why we have so much frustration on social media from men of all races. Like, this ain't just a black male thing. Yeah, black males are vocal about it, but shit, so are white males. So are Asian males. Yeah, and you even have a few Latino males speaking up. They seeing this shit, but you fighting that imprint. Now, if there's enough of the men, let's discuss this in the comments. Let me know, because I'm thinking about just doing like a presentation on the imprint. But here's the thing. That'd be a pay-per-view joint, straight up, because it wouldn't be just some off-the-cuff shit. The ROM would have some notes and get some references, everything. There's still very little information out there, and I might even try to interview this brother who really first started really talking about the imprint. I gotta give him a call. But it wouldn't be that much though. It wouldn't be no $9.99 or some shit like that. It'd be very, very inexpensive. But it would be just a any little payment, if I do it such a way, just be a reflection of the work. It wouldn't be off the cuff. Most, I say 99.9% of the videos I do, I just write down a subject and just talk about it. Some shit like this, that gotta be researched. Let's put it like this: it won't happen tomorrow. I gotta be like, all right, let me bring this. I'm gonna have to have references. That shit had to be on. Gotta have a bibliography for the little bit of shit that's out there for it. But until that point, this is what I would suggest any man do. Any man. If you meet a woman, she fine. Like, if you just want to hit it and quit it, okay, it really don't matter what her imprint is. In fact, you might even resemble her imprint. But if you don't, you got to keep that in perspective, that you won't be the one for her. And that might be cool if you just want to have sex with her a couple times. It might be real cool for you. But despite everything, many men do want to get married. Many men want to have families. Marriage, yeah, you have love in the relationship, you know, that Western version, which is really lust, but then you have to have that bonding, that devotion, that accountability, that responsibility, that tolerance. At that point, you got to approach that like an investment, and you gotta see what you're getting into, because you gotta think like this. If you deal with a woman, you gotta think 10 years down the road. You can't get with a woman and think she just automatically going to change, or your dick game is going to be so tremendous it's going to change it. Because first of all, you weren't there for the imprint, so you really don't know how it went down. She might not have had an orgasm, or she might have been screaming and quivering for days. And unless you know exactly how it went down, you're going to have to match that shit. You know? And since you don't know how it went down, it's unlikely. The best thing you could do is hope you do better. But if you're dealing with a woman, you say, you know what, she could be the one. We can go serious. Y'all need to sit down and have a very serious conversation. And I don't care who you are on the spectrum. If you some big tough Mac dude, good bar type, masked man, simp, whatever. At this point, across the spectrum, a man has to have a serious conversation and ask her some serious questions. You got to be ready to deal with the answer, because you're talking about an investment. You know, you're talking about something like, if you get it wrong, there's a problem that potentially half the stuff you work for in your life can go to her in some type of settlement, because the family court ain't no joke. You know. We're talking child support payments. We're talking child support payments, garnishments. Some people be put in jail. Some people forced to live in, they could have a house, but you forced to live in some studio apartment. Some might have to move home. Yeah, this is serious. So you're going to approach it like an investment. You need to sit down with that woman and have an honest conversation about her first 3 men. And not just an honest conversation. You need to know how they had sex. And people say, I know some women saying, well, that's none of his business. No, it becomes his business, because that man is dealing. When that man's sleeping in the bed, that imprint's in the bed with you. When you going out there to pick out a house, that imprint is with you. So you need to know everything about that, because that's going to affect it. And if you're a man, think about it. Men got to pay for a lot of this shit out here. So you need to know. So you need to have an honest conversation with her. You need to know. You need to know several things. You need to know what that dude look like. If she got pictures. First of all, get over the fact that, some dudes don't want to know like who she had sex with. Want to pretend like they the first one, really blowing her mind. Nah, that ain't happening, dog. You need to know. If it's long term, like I said, if some short term thing, hey, you don't need to ask, because you don't really care. But you talking long term, you talking about something you bringing kids in, and especially if that dude out there, because I've heard many a story about some man dealing with some woman, think it's all good, and then her man get out of prison or come back into the picture, and she just like cold-bloodedly, like zero remorse, just dropped the dude and look him dead in the eye and say it, while her girlfriends cheer and say, you go, girl, go for yours, because they know they'll do the same thing. So you need to ask. You need to know. If she got pictures, you need to look at them, and you need to make an assessment then. And then you got to ask yourself, well, the knowledge on how to break the imprint is still, I'll just say, it's still developing technology. I mean, in general, you can say, hey, you can break it, but like I said, that shit gets real deep. And that woman's going to have to do some work too. But you need to know, is this shit worth it? And you need to know if you resemble that imprint, because it's a little bit easy. If you resemble that imprint, things are easy. But then other factors come into place, because it's likely maybe all 3 of those men did something to hurt her. So you got to deal with that, and not just with the imprint, but you need to know every negative sexual instance. If she's been abused, sexually abused, molested as a child, you need to ask her. And she need to be honest. If she was raped, you need to know, because that trauma stays too. That's a different type of imprint. That could happen way after that first 3, but that's something that stays with her, and that's something you're dealing with because it's going to affect how she make love to you. So you need to ask all of those questions. Now, if the woman get to the point she don't want to answer anything, you just be okay. You know what? We can't deal with each other. Be honest. And you know what? I'm gonna just throw this out for the women. You need to know the man's imprint. You need to know, ask 2 questions. You need to know the first woman that really accepted, first attractive woman that he felt accepted by. Usually when he's 15, 15 to 17. Like the first attractive woman that really accepted him, that showed him some love, like say, hey, because I know mine. And ironically, it wasn't the first woman I slept with. And that's another question too. You need to know. Now, if he chooses not to really tell you, you know what? You need to think about it. You need to think, because that's going to affect him. But it's not the same as with the woman's thing. But a woman needs to know. Like my mentor said in his book, Awaken the Master Masculine. If that dude was rejected by a cheerleader, hey, to fix him, you might need to put on that cheerleading outfit and cheer him on and like tell him how great he is or something. You might need to deal with it. But it's actually easier to deal with a woman to deal with a male imprint. It's actually easier. It don't really take much. A man dealing with the woman's womb imprint, oh my God. Lord. But a man needs to know. And I mean, you know what? This ain't anything against the women, but this is an investment. Y'all talking about kids. Y'all talking about property. Y'all talking about making money together. You talking about a life together. You need to know, because like I said, that imprint coming to bed with you. And trust me, there's some stuff I can tell you about that shit just from some personal experiences dealing with someone's imprint. Because that shit is deep. Like I give you one example, right? There was this woman I was dealing with, right? And I had a dream. And it was a specific type of man I saw in the dream, right? And I woke up, I asked the woman about it, right? And I said, you ever go out with a guy? And I described the guy. She said, yeah. How'd you know that? Now think about that shit. That's some deep ass shit. I described a guy that she never described to me before, and I didn't know. That's how deep that shit is. That's on some subliminal level. That mean her womb was still thinking about that dude. So shit. That shit ain't no joke. That affects you. So that's it. Like I said, if y'all interested in like some real deep ass shit on it, like some pay-per-view thing, let me know. I mean, if y'all not, hey, that's cool too. But the reason why, and like I said, the reason why I would do it that way is it wouldn't be just some off the cuff shit. Like I have a bibliography and everything. Books I recommend, all that shit. So, anyway, I'll let y'all go with that. I didn't really want this to be that long. Anyway, but as you see, it's just a deep ass subject. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.